Hi everybody and welcome back to AmandaMuse. So today we're going to do something a little bit different, but I'm going to tell you guys what I avoid during pregnancy in terms of food and maybe certain activities and things. So something kind of random, but I thought it might be interesting to those of you that are maybe pregnant right now or in early pregnancy. And I do have some friends that are pregnant and some are more cautious about what they eat and what they do and others aren't. And I kind of think I fall on the latter end of that scale. So yes, I proceed with caution with some things, but other things I'm like, meh, I was pregnant once before. I kind of know what my body's going to do with certain things, and so I'm not overly worried this time around. Breaking up this video into 3 categories. The first being things that I avoid during pregnancy, like I really just don't do. Second category are going to be things that I do in moderation, and the third category are going to be things that, let's say, are indicated as like you should avoid and things that I just don't worry about. So 3 categories. I think it's pretty simple and straightforward. Let's get started with what I just don't do in pregnancy. The first is going to be reflexology. If you're unfamiliar with it, it's essentially a very intense foot massage, and being that I live in Southeast Asia, there are reflexology places all over the place. I really enjoy them. I don't enjoy them very hard, like they can use these little tools in your feet and they get pressure points and it can release a lot of, energy, and it's fairly good for you. However, during pregnancy they suggest, especially like later pregnancy, they suggest avoiding it because it can bring on labor, and I don't want to be going into labor just yet. So until my 40th week, I really don't do the whole reflexology thing. I didn't go overdue with Esme, but I tell you, if I go overdue with this one, I'm going to be booking some appointments. Another thing I avoid is nail polish remover with acetone. Acetone is just one of those chemicals that just gets absorbed like immediately into your body, and it's really not good for you. Now that being said, something that's kind of silly is that I will occasionally get a pedicure and use nail polish. So, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. That said, though, you can get safe nail polishes. Like I've been using the London Butter, the Butter London line. I don't think I said that right. But they are free of a lot of the major toxins that are found in nail polish. So that I feel a little bit less guilty using that nail polish. That said, in many places, not here however, but in many places you can get nail polish that's like baby safe. And I think that's even how they market it. Like you can use it on children and feel safe that their body is not getting all these toxins and things. I don't dye my hair when I'm pregnant. Right now I have like this ombre thing going on. I live in a perma summer place, so it'll work. And of course my roots, it doesn't matter because that's the whole concept of the ombre. Like you have your regular roots showing. I also avoid herbal teas while I'm pregnant. If it's a fruit-based tea, like I have this pear tea, I'll drink it. But to be honest, I would rather just drink water, like warm water with lemon, or else a decaf tea. There are just certain herbs that are not necessarily good for a pregnant woman. I couldn't even tell you which ones. I just know that they exist. Like not everything in nature is like good for you at certain times of your life. Like I can't even like give you examples. This is gonna sound absurd, but some things can bring on labor. Like I think if you go overdue, they say drink raspberry tea, and that can perhaps like bring on your labor. So you don't necessarily want to be drinking raspberry tea when you're like midway through your pregnancy. Do you know what I'm saying? So kind of random, but I avoid late nights. Very rarely in my pregnancy do I plan to go out on the town. Like it's just, I'm too tired. My eyelids barely stay open past 10 p.m. Rather than push myself too hard, I acknowledge the fact that my body is doing a lot right now to be pregnant and creating this new life, and I want to take care of it. So I really try to like acknowledge that and just like avoid the late nights, get my rest. And the last thing that I really avoid while I'm pregnant is secondhand smoke. I don't smoke, my husband doesn't smoke, none of my friends smoke, so it's something I don't really have to think about very often. However, occasionally if I'm in a restaurant and there is somebody smoking, yeah, I'm gonna be that irritating person that's like, I wanna move. So those are basically the things I try to avoid while pregnant. That's about it. Second category are things that I just enjoy in moderation. The first would be caffeine. Caffeine, I enjoy it. I like the way it makes me feel, so I allow myself 1 to 2 cups of caffeine infused beverages per day, and that would either be in a coffee or tea or a glass of Coke. I know that dark sodas are terrible for you, and I really I shouldn't even have them in my diet, but I like it, so I enjoy it occasionally, especially if I'm going to be banging back a burger or something. So I love deli meats, I like ham, I like salami sandwiches. I'm aware that they are not the best thing for you. They're full of nitrates, and to be honest, if you eat large quantities of them, like in regular non-pregnant life, you don't feel that great. So while I'm pregnant, I will occasionally indulge in like a ham and cheese sandwich or something. But it's not something I do every day. It's like a special treat thing for me because I know it's not really good for you. And of course, the big thing is like listeria when you're pregnant. Like it's really, I suppose, very dangerous. I personally don't know anyone that's had it. That's not to say that it's not a risk. But yeah, that's just something I occasionally indulge in, a deli meat sandwich. Another thing would be salmon sashimi or just sashimi, sushi. For a long time, it's been on like the do not eat list while you're pregnant. I kind of think maybe they should consider taking it off because, I don't know, you're not eating like a raw fish from the ocean. It's been flash frozen. Go to a restaurant where they prepare the food nicely, but I will occasionally indulge in some salmon sashimi. I kind of stay away from the tuna when I'm pregnant. I don't know why I do that. But anyways, something in my brain tells me to not eat the tuna. I just don't enjoy it. So while pregnant, I will occasionally have, you know, some salmon sashimi. I also enjoy smoked salmon. I enjoy that a lot, actually. There's a place we can get this beautiful smoked salmon here with a bagel and some cream cheese. Like, stop it. I could have some right now. Oh, so good. So again, it's like a special treat. It's not something I have every day, but I don't like hold out until I'm not pregnant. Do you know what I mean? I also try to do only certain essential oils in moderation. Again, like I was referencing about the herbal teas, there are just certain things found in nature that can have different effects on your body, and I don't know all of the effects because it's just something I'm not totally like immersed in. So I stick to like peppermint and lavender, and that's about it. I find lavender very soothing and relaxing, and I find peppermint very invigorating. So I swap between the two if I have a choice. I use one of those essential oil diffuser things, like you put a candle and it smells nice in your house with a little bit of water. So that's what I do there. If I have a headache, which doesn't happen very often, usually a giant indication that I need to drink some more water. But if occasionally I have like a really debilitating headache, I will have an Advil, Ibuprofen, or a Panadol, which I think is acetaminophen. Like a Tylenol type of thing. I am not a big pain relief user. On that same note, if I am suffering from heartburn, which happens frequently, thankfully not in the last couple of days, but I am not opposed to enjoying a Tums. It's probably my most favorite thing to eat in pregnancy. I find that they work really well. I have just like the regular strength Tums with calcium, so you get a little extra calcium in your system, and they chew, and they're just like peppermint tasting or mint tasting. And things that I just don't worry about while I'm pregnant, like I really don't even like second guess it, are eggs. I just enjoy eggs. I like a yolky egg. I don't like a runny egg white egg. Does that make sense? I think that's gross. But if I get served eggs in a restaurant and there's like a little bit of that, meh, I just kind of push it to the side and I finish my egg. I'm not like, you know, I don't need these eggs to be rubbery and really chewy tasting. I want to enjoy my food, so I just cook eggs the way I like them. The other thing is mayo. I guess because there's raw eggs in mayo, I don't mind. I enjoy the mayo, so I just use mayo in recipes or on sandwiches. Like I just carry on with my life about that. That said, however, if I'm at some sort of barbecue or something of that nature where there's like an egg salad sandwich or a potato salad that's like been sitting in the heat, I'm probably not going to eat it. And so the last thing would be cheese. I think there's all sorts of things about like cheese that you're not supposed to eat while you're pregnant, but I kind of just eat like the normal cheese, like extra strong cheddar or mozzarella. So yeah, cheese is not like a big issue for me, and I enjoy cheese occasionally. So it's nice in recipes and on sandwiches. You can see where I'm going with this. I basically enjoy food. So that's it. That's kind of like some of the things that I indulge in or avoid while pregnant. I hope this helps you if you're expecting. By the way, if you haven't already, please subscribe. You can catch pregnancy vlogs and beauty videos and just be part of this AmandaMuse little world on YouTube. So that's that. Catch you in my next video. Bye guys.